What Brigham Young knew 150 years ago, the rest of the nation and the world is beginning to discover. This is indeed the right place. The place where a robust economy grows at more than twice the national average. Where a construction boom reflects that healthy growth, along with a firm commitment to family. It's a place which 2.1 million people now call home. Utahns work and play with equal fervor. And those complementary values are never more obvious than on the 41 regular season nights when Salt Lake City's Delta Center is packed with nearly 20,000 raucous Utah Jazz fans.
Karl Malone, faking, cross the middle, hook with the right, score! Karl Malone, 80-70, Denver leads. Now the Stockton Jazz run, Stockton to the middle, to Shannon Anderson, hammered up, the young rookie, streaking in for the right side. And the Jazz are within 8. What a comeback. Karl Malone, cross court right, Morris for 3, the shot, yes! Chris Morris, we're tied at 91. Incredible, right side, Horty for 3, yes! Jeff Hornacek, the Jazz lead by 2. Hornacek holding to Stockton. Stockton, 12 seconds to Karl Malone. Doug Russell, slam dunk. Doug Russell, slam dunk. Jazz with the lead. Unbelievable. I can't believe this.
To much of the nation, the Utah Jazz is Utah. And the Delta Center has quickly become one of Salt Lake City's most recognized landmarks.
I'd have to say, a scene reminiscent of Woodstock as they take in all the action on the big screen.
That's where I'm going after the game. There will be a party there.
The Jazz 1997 berth in the NBA Finals gave the city and state unprecedented exposure, eclipsing even that of the 1993 NBA All-Star Game.
71-degree day here in Salt Lake City. Snow-capped mountains in the background. Festive scene around the Delta Center. NBA Finals fever has taken over this city where they just love their Utah Jazz.
With the thousands in attendance here tonight and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
It's a 3-on-1. Malone over Jordan.
Nobody in his right mind is going to get in front of Karl Malone when he's barreling down like that.
John Stockton with an enormous shot to bring the Jazz within 2. Jordan puts the move on Russell. Here's John Stockton on the breakaway. And rejected by Jordan. Game 4 of the NBA Finals with the Bulls up 2 games to 1. And Jordan comes up court. Stockton fires down on Malone. The Jazz have taken a 1-point lead.
Jordan takes the jumper, and then Karl Malone just keeps running. The shortest guy in the court, John Stockton, gets the rebound. One bounce and no left hand on the ball over the top. Nothing Jordan can do. Karl Malone, the best running big man in the game, just keeps it going. Pounds by everybody. Total concentration, no denial. John Stockton, you work on this pass your whole life. You rarely get it. Michael totally misjudged it.
The decibel level has reached its peak here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Such national platitudes serve a much greater purpose than simply bolstering a community's ego. For a state whose 4th largest industry is tourism, the Jazz contribution translates into real dollars.
People have had an opportunity to see Utah for the first time, perhaps, because of the network coverage, and then too because of the publicity that the Jazz create while they're on the road, and people say, oh, Utah. So when they start planning vacations, they think of us, they call us, we send them travel material, and hopefully they'll plan a future vacation here.
With a worldwide television audience of more than 200 million people tuned into the NBA Finals, and domestic and foreign newspapers with circulations raising that total, The Jazz global reach is staggering.
They've become known all over the world. I was in Croatia not too long ago, and they were talking about the Utah Jazz. You know, I went all over the Balkans. Everywhere I went, people said, "You really have a great basketball team over there." And, you know, and everywhere else in the world that I've gone, people have said, I've had people yell in Chinese, "Jazz, Jazz!"
Well, they put our state on the map in a very big way. I was in China over the summer and in the Philippines and also in Hong Kong. And the leaders of all three of those nations and regions wanted to talk about the Utah Jazz. They wanted to talk about Karl Malone. They wanted to talk about the playoffs against the Bulls. That was a big moment when 650 million people had Utah on their mind for 15 or 16 days.
The Utah profile will be further enhanced by Salt Lake City's selection as host of the 2002 Winter Olympics. Our mountains and valleys will beckon athletes, spectators, and media by the thousands for the two-week celebration. But without the Utah Jazz, 2002 might be nothing more than the date we could all look forward to a smoother commute.
No question, having the Jazz here as a big league town was a part of the formula that allowed the Olympics to come. And that's good for the citizens of our state. It's not just about the reputation of the community, it's literally about jobs. It's about a computer programmer down in Orem that's able to buy a house because someone's heard of Utah and bought our software in China.
From a new Children's Justice Center
Big brothers, come and say, "Hey, big brothers, look what I got."
They will die.
to hospital visits, reading for the blind,
Ann Johnson does her own form of coaching, but for a much wilder bunch.
or planting trees, Jazz players, coaches, and staff are immersed in community projects.
You can have 6 tickets on the front row. No, I'm only kidding.
Education is the direct beneficiary of an ongoing campaign that regularly finds athletes stressing academics. The net result is a homogeneous community bound by a common thread.
And I love the way it made our community unite. There was a time when the whole atmosphere of the state changed and it united us in such a positive way.
I've never seen a team anywhere in this country that has bound a community together in unison like that team has.
The Jazz cut across gender, ethnic, economic, and parochial lines. They represent not just a city or even a state. The Jazz represent Utah's way of life.
It's a big part of our culture. It's a big part of the nature of our self-esteem as a state. Having it being a big league city and having the Jazz to cheer for is a big part of what makes our state a great place right now.
It is somehow fitting that Utah, originally called Deseret as a tribute to the thrift and industry of its citizens, now be synonymous with a team, described as blue-collar players who do it the old-fashioned way, with hard work.
When the Utah Jazz came to Utah, it made us a big league city. When we went to the World Championships, it made us a world-class state. Utah loves the Utah Jazz, don't we, Utah? Yes.